Imperial Navy ships of the fleet. The Empire's vessels are the greatest in the galaxy and are regularly deployed into action. Most Imperial warships are built within the last 10 years. Their modernity and technology is matched only by their staggering power and size. Most of the older civilization capital ships traveling the space lanes, such as corvettes and frigates, measure about 100 to 600 meters. The heavy cruisers introduced during the Clone Wars, such as the Acclamator, assault ship, and the Victory Star Destroyer, measure 750 to 900 meters and are still in limited use today. However, the ships of the modern Imperial Navy are far larger and far more capable. An Imperial Star Destroyer measures 1,600 meters from stern to stern, and some of the dreadnoughts planned for deployment in the coming years will dwarf even those. Star Destroyers. The Star Destroyers is the primary capital warship of the Empire. Its triangular shape is a refinement of the Acclamator, Ventnor, and Victory Star Destroyer designs. In addition, its sharp silhouette has become a symbol of Imperial power. Imperial Star Destroyer, or ISD. A piercing weapon stabbing from the blackness, the 1,600-meter Imperial Star Destroyer is the pride of the Imperial Navy. Manufactured at Quaid Drive yards for nearly 2 decades, these vessels patrol Imperial space in numbers exceeding the tens of thousands. An Imperial Star Destroyer requires a crew of nearly 37,000 men. Each vessel has enough capacity to carry 20 AT-ATs and many small walkers, as well as the dropships needed to deliver them planetside. An ISD can also transport up to 9,700 ground troops. The weapons of the Imperial Star Destroyer are infamous, capable of reducing a planetary surface to molten slag. 6 heavy turbo laser turrets and 2 heavy ion cannon turrets make up the ship's main battery. Numerous smaller turbo lasers spaced along the ship's hull creates a screen of defense against starfighter attacks. Ion cannons and tractor beam projectors offer further protection. Imperial Star Destroyers also serve as starfighter carriers. A TIE-Wing 6 squadron, totaling 72 fighters, is an ISD's standard complement, including a mix of fighters, interceptors, and bombers. TIE fighters, shuttles, gunboats, and other vessels launch from the hangar in the ship's underway, which are large enough to swallow any captured freighter and frigate. A solar ionization reactor powers the ISD's 3 ion engines and 4 supplemental thrusters. These ships are remarkably fast at sublight speed. Atop the bridge tower sits 2 sensors and a communication globes, which also double as shield generators. Imperial Star Destroyers are the Empire's primary battleship and are the building block for sector groups and battle squadrons. The Victory Star Destroyer, VSD. Imperial Star Destroyers would not exist without this forerunner, which launched into service during the height of the Clone Wars. Measuring 900 meters, the Victory 1 and Victory 2 models are formidable warships that serve as support for the ISDs. However, in the Rim, it is common to see the VSDs operating alone against such pirate marauders. Standard Victory weaponry includes 10 quad turbo laser batteries, 40 double turbo batteries, 80 concussion mission tubes, and 10 tractor beam projectors. A VSD crew numbers between 5,000 and 6,000. The ships are often used as transports as they carry over 2,000 troopers. The tactical advantage of the Victory Star Destroyer lies in its hyperdrive, which allows it to cross the galaxy in half the time of an Imperial Star Destroyer. However, its sublight engines are noticeably slower, allowing most Rebel ships to quickly outpace a VSD. Unlike their larger cousins, Victory Star Destroyers operate well inside planetary atmospheres. It is a glorious thing to witness a VSD making a strafing run in support of an Imperial infantry. Interdictor Cruiser. Interdictors serve as a vital role in the Imperial fleet by blocking the enemy from hyperspace. The most common interdictor service is the 600-meter immobilizer, 481, though Imperial Star Destroyers have also been retrofitted as interdictor models. By projecting a mass shadow from its gravity well projectors, an interdictor simulates a large planetary body in an extra-dimensional space fabric of hyperspace. In practical terms, this prevents any ship from entering hyperspace within the interdictor's gravity range. Additionally, if any ship's path intersects with the mass shadow, it will be forced out of hyperspace and into real space. Interdictors are used primarily to patrol trade routes and enforce custom checkpoints. These random traffic inspections help discourage smuggling. Once an inspected vessel is given the all-clear, it is released from the grip of the interdictor. The Rebel Alliance's hyperspace capability for starfighters makes the interdictor's role more important than ever. An interdictor can effectively cut off their escape route. No longer can a Rebel ambush flee to safety as the first sign of trouble. Super Star Destroyer, or SSD. This warship is not yet in service, but it will be soon. The inaugural ships are taking shape at the Kuwait Drive Yards and the Fondor shipyards. Filling the role of the Starship Dreadnought, 19,000 smart Super Star Destroyers will be the Empire's primary heavy warship and sector vessel. A Super Star Destroyer will require a crew of more than 280,000. 13 engines will propel the ship at sublight speed, providing acceleration far more rapid than its size would indicate. The Super Star Destroyer's weapon will include over 5,000 turbo laser and ion cannon batteries, as well as 250 concussion missile launchers arranged at points along the ship's hull and within the ship's midline trenches. Super Star Destroyers will function as the Empire's primary TIE fighter carrier, troop transport, naval battleship, and planetary bombardment platform. The Empire's ultimate vision is one SSD per sector to serve as a command ship for Imperial forces. The Sovereign and Eclipse class Super Star Destroyers. Though still under development, these ship classes will revitalize the naval combat and ensure the Imperial Navy's dominance through the next century. The Eclipse class is planned at 17,500 meters in length. It will incorporate an axial super laser to penetrate planetary shields and vaporize cities with a single blast. Planned subsidiary weapon systems including turbo lasers, ion cannons, and tractor beams, projectors, as well as the same gravity well projectors used by the Interdictor Star Destroyer. The massive force section of the Eclipse class will have a hull so thick it can ram enemy vessels with impunity. It is estimated the vessel will require a crew of nearly 700,000. Given its smaller size, the related Sovereign class may come into service first. The Sovereign will measure 15,000 meters, which is the minimum space required to house the generator that power an axial super laser. The ship is estimated to require a crew of 600,000.